Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. As you can see from the title, today we're going to be talking about how I got sick with COVID. I got sick about the first week of January. I woke up one morning with a cough and a headache. So, of course, the first thing that anybody thinks of nowadays is gotta be COVID. So yeah, I was worried, but I was just like, I'm gonna chill. I'm not gonna think the worst. It is cold and flu season. I'm not gonna bug out, but I'm like, I literally just woke up out of nowhere with a cough and a crazy headache. So I went about my morning, and then I ended up calling my mom, and I texted her and I was like, Mom, I'm not feeling good at all. Like, it's not normal for me to, like, when I usually get sick with a regular cold, um, even when I had the flu twice before in my life, it never just a cough started immediately. So I'm thinking the worst. So I text my mom and she was like, hey, just go down to the local urgent care down the street, get tested. It doesn't hurt. So the morning that I started not feeling well, I did go and get the swab in my nose and got tested. But that morning, just from the time that I woke up, maybe into 2 hours into me being awake, y'all, I was hurting. So I immediately was like, this gotta be the flu. Because if any of you guys ever had the flu, you could be kind of sick at 4 p.m. but by 6, you like down for the count. Your body is hurting and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, maybe it's the flu. After I got tested, I went home. I laid down because I had no energy to do anything else. I was very, very tired. That first day I had a headache and I had a bad cough right off the bat. And every day it just didn't get any better. The second day is when I started having really bad gastro problems. Like, not to be, whatever. But yeah, I was running to the bathroom like crazy. Not nausea or vomiting, but everything was running through me. So by the second day, the headache went away. But my biggest main issues were gastro issues and a bad cough. I stopped eating that first day that I got sick. So I actually, just to fast forward to 2 days later, I was still in the bed, still sleeping 24/7. Just trying to do the self-home stuff they tell you to do, self-quarantine, take your medicine, eat soup, get a lot of rest. So I got a call from the health department, and they said that I was positive. So I'm like, all right, already quarantining myself, so I continue to do that. And it just really got worse for me day by day. Just like I said, cough, really bad gastro problems, and then maybe about day 8 is when it was hard to walk and breathe at the same time. Shortness of breath, and then even just to slightly breathe in, it was a very, very sharp pain in my chest. And I was like, whoa, like, what is that? And it hurt. And it just trying to get up and go to the kitchen or take a shower or use the bathroom, it was like I couldn't bring breath in. And when I tried to, it hurt really bad. You guys are going to hear me probably cough throughout this video. Disclaimer, I'm still reeling with the effects of COVID, and we'll get to that towards the end. But yeah, it was bad. And about maybe day 8 or 9, I ended up my mom was always checking up on me, but I was like, Mom, I think I need to go get somebody to look at me. it's getting hard for me to even walk around and do daily tasks. So anyway, day 10 came. My mom came early in the morning. She picked me up and she took me to the hospital. And by day 10, I had double lung pneumonia. They thought I had an inflamed pancreas due to my blood work and a blood clot in my lung. Y'all, I was in very, very bad shape, in a lot of pain. Just to even do like your normal function of breathing in and out, I was in a lot of pain, and it was the most vulnerable, I guess, place I ever been in my life. You know, I'm an adult, and I'm like, literally, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I had really bad gastro problems. I couldn't even get myself to the bathroom. I couldn't hold my bowel movements. I couldn't breathe. It was that serious. And I wanted relief, like straight mercy. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm in so much pain. I was embarrassed due to gastro problems, like, you know. So anyway, they did the test or whatever, and I had went to a hospital where it was only an ER. So I actually had to get transported via ambulance to a full hospital to where they were able to take care of me fully. So got to the hospital after 6 hours of waiting. The COVID floor, no joke. No joke at all. Very, very scary. I mean, they do make it for you to try to feel comfortable, but of course, due to COVID, there's no visitors. And when I tell y'all, my cough, like, was relentless, to where if anybody in my personal life, they'll tell you, like, I sounded like I had lungs of like 100-year-old that smoked cigarettes for 100 years. I could barely formulate words. That's how bad by the time I got to the hospital my cough was. I was depleted. If I forgot to say this before, I didn't eat since the time I started getting sick. So I got to the hospital in 10 days. 10 days after I got sick. So I literally was 10 days without basically any food and just water. And like maybe little bites, but I was in bad shape. So I was dehydrated. I was famished. I was sick. My blood work was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. So anyway, I got to the hospital and they immediately started me on steroids, antibiotics, and remdesivir. But the thing was, when I met with a infectious disease doctor, they were like, we wish you would have came in earlier, you know, like they made me feel like I waited too long. They were like, I'm not sure if this is going to work for you because your pneumonia is pretty advanced. And we're going to try. And I'm like, try. I'm 30. So like I'm not old, like I said, I'm not a smoker. And I'm not asthmatic or anything. And I just was like, how did this happen? And I was like, I waited too long. And, you know, they tell you to sit home and do all this stuff. And now you're telling me we're going to try to see if we can save you. I was scared out of my mind, guys. I couldn't even, like I said, I only could just talk to my family and my friends on FaceTime and on the phone. And I just remember, I don't want to make this video too lengthy and too long. And if you guys loving this story or want to hear more or have any questions, please comment down below and I'll elaborate more in another video. But basically, that's what I was treated with. A lot of antibiotics, a lot of electrolytes, remdesivir for 5 days. I was hospitalized for 6 whole days. The breathing treatments like the albuterol. And eventually, after 6 days, I do want to insert this. I know I'm right jumping all over the place, but y'all bear with me. When I first got there, the first 1 or 2 days, And before I started feeling better, when I was in the thick of it, y'all, just walking and getting up with the, your vital sign pole thing, going to the bathroom and trying to halfway get there, and you can't even bring a breath up to move your feet. Oh my God. When I tell you it was a humbling experience and it was very scary, and just even getting up and off the toilet, I'm sure if anybody that's ever dealt with somebody had a breathing issue or you have one before, you understand what I'm talking about. I was in such bad shape, I couldn't even use a soap dispenser to even like push in to wash my hands at the hospital. That's how out of breath and how in bad shape my lungs were due to COVID. So where I had to use hand sanitizer and they had to literally put it in a bowl so I can swipe it, because I couldn't even squeeze the bottle. Like I couldn't do it in the bathroom with the soap, but I was too weak to even squeeze a bottle. So I just had to wipe it and put it on my hands to eat. It was bad. So anyway, 6 days in, every day that I got to the hospital and they gave me more and more like steroids and all the meds. I mean, I was on blood clot meds. Like they took a needle and they inserted it in my stomach to stop me from having blood clots. Steroids, remdesivir, antibiotics, that nasty electrolyte drink. If anybody ever had that, please comment down below. That shit is nasty. And just a bunch of shit. Oh, a bunch of stuff. But anyway, day 6, I was able to go home. So after 6 days, I was able to go home. And Lord, y'all, I was hungry. I'm gonna get more into the food and stuff. Like I said, I don't want to make it too long, cause but I got home and I took a nice long hot bath, and I was very happy to be home, y'all. I mean, it was nothing but God. I'm not gonna. COVID is real, whatever. Yeah, but yo, when I tell y'all, it was an experience. We can get more into that or whatever. But I also really want to quickly get into the aftermath. And that way, if y'all want to hear more about that, we can add that to the second video or do a third video, because I'm definitely still reeling from the effects of COVID. So, it's been a month since I've been home from the hospital, and y'all, I still sound like a smoker when I have a crazy cough. It's gotten better. I want to say they sent me home when I was in the hospital. Like I said, I was on steroids, Decadron. When I came home, I was on 5 days of Decadron. And then they put me on, I still had the cough, so I went to urgent care, and then they put me on another week of prednisone. And then I went to my primary care, and then they put me on a wean down regimen. Oh, y'all, that's a whole nother video. If anybody has been on a steroid regimen, like a high dose, like I was on 80 mgs a day. Yeah, that's a whole nother beast, being on steroids. But that was part of, like, they had to wean me down because of what I was on in the hospital, and slowly they had to wean me down. That was a whole nother journey of being 2 weeks of being on very high doses of prednisone and all that stuff I went through with that. But anyway, long story short, I'm still dealing with the cough. Body-wise, I was better once I left the hospital. The only thing that lingered with me was this ongoing nasty cough, which I'm actually going to go see Palm for in March. So that's my upcoming appointment as far as my cough. But other than that, like, I feel regular. I feel fine. Like, once I left the hospital, I felt good. Yeah, so that's my story. Guys, welcome to my channel. This channel is going to be super lit. I just wanted to give y'all something. And I don't know, this is a little bit awkward for me. it's a long time coming. We're gonna do so much different stuff on this channel. It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be super lit, super fun. So definitely comment down below. Let me know if you knew anybody with COVID, you had COVID yourself. You know, any long haulers or people that are still reeling from the effects of COVID, what their experience was. Subscribe, definitely. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And yeah.